Good afternoon, internet, and welcome back to the channel. So it's Sunday, it's the 10th of March. It's just coming up to 1:30 in the afternoon, and it's not a bad afternoon. It's it's okay. So today, taking the Himalayan out for a ride. Couple of reasons for it, really. The first being, if you remember, if you follow me, I changed the sprocket on the back, and I only really did one little ride on it. But what I'd like to do today is just put the visor down. Oh, by the way, new helmet, got the new helmet on, and the chin mount and the mic and everything else. So yeah, so a bit of a test of this as well today. Anyway, as I was saying, so what I want to do today is I want to take this on a bit of a main road and see what it cruises like now. So the place I'm going to go to is a place called Chatan, and it's not too far from here. It's probably about half an hour's ride. So what I'm going to do is spend a bit of time when we actually get there riding around Chatan, but like I say, the main part is to see how it cruises on the main road with this new sprocket on. So rather than bore you all the way there, what we'll do in a minute, I'll turn the camera off and put it on just before we go on the main road. But the other thing is as well, when I took this out the last time, I forgot to mention this, it was quite a cold day, and if you remember, a few months ago I took all the clocks apart, and I put that silicon ropey beady sort of stuff all the way around, and it appears to have worked. It's all had plenty of time to dry out now, and I didn't think till after I'd put the last one on that there was no condensation in the clocks at all, and it would appear this time that it's much the same. So with a bit of luck, it might have cured the problem. So anyone who's got a problem with the misting clocks, which I do believe quite a few people have, this could be the way forward, hopefully. It certainly seems to have worked for me. Right, so like I said, I'm going to get to this island down here. I'm going to switch the camera off, and what I'll do is I'll put it back on when we get near our destination, and then we'll see how this cruises, like I said, on the main roads, because this is what I do actually use this bike for, is for going away. So it's the A to B bit. And yeah, okay, you know, lots of people say, well, they're not really a highway bike or a motorway bike. Well, it basically depends on what sort of speeds that you want to do, innit, really. That's what it all boils down to, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop up here and turn the camera off, and I have to take my glove off to do that, due to the fact having big fingers I can't find the button. We've gained a few clouds on the way, but never mind, hopefully we'll lose them again. Now what I'm going to do is see if we can get on. Right, so we're getting up to 100 kilometers an hour. We're in top gear, and we'll see what the revs are at 100. Okay, so there we go. That's 100 kilometers an hour. I don't know whether you can see that. And I'd say we're just under 4,500 revs. Yeah, 100 kilometers an hour, 4,500 revs. And you know, bike's running lovely, no vibration, mirrors are smooth. I mean, she's got more to go, obviously, you know, but yeah, 100 kilometers an hour, 4,500, just under 4,500 revs. That's great. I mean, I'm quite happy, you know. I mean, what, that's 65, you know. I'm quite happy to toot along at this all day, you know. It's a nice speed, it suits me fine. I've been of the old brigade. I mean, I don't particularly like these sort of roads at all, really, but obviously if you're going away and you're going to get from like A to B, then yeah, you know, I mean, she'll quite happily go up. I mean, I'm doing 100, coming up to 120, and I'm doing 5,000, so you know, but I like to keep it, you know, around about the 100 kilometers an hour. That's fine. Now you'll also see the clocks. I mean, by now, if they're going to steam up, normally they're a good halfway up steam. Those are crystal clear. So I think it's fair to say that I've cured the steaming up problem. I mean, it's not that warm today. Where are we? I forgot I'm on the Himalayan. So 16 degrees. So we're talking about, I don't know, 12, 13 degrees. Normally she would be steamed up by now, and she's not. She's fine, you know. So yeah, I'd say that's a plus for that one as well. It's certainly the best thing I did on this bike. Well, you know, I mean, when I say the best thing, one of the best things, you know, because I changed the air filter, I changed the exhaust, but putting this lower tooth sprocket on the back has made all the difference. I mean, it really has. And doing the back, I didn't have to change the chain. In fact, if anything, I'll probably get more life out of the chain, because I will be able to knock a link out. So as long as the chain is looked after, it should last for quite a long time. So yeah, all in all, I'd say a good move on my behalf, or anybody else's behalf. So if you're trying to get those revs knocked down and a little bit more cruising ability, personally I'd say go the way that I've gone and do the rear sprocket, not the front sprocket. Again, it's personal choice. I'm not saying there's a right and there's a wrong. It's your bike, you must do as you want it to do. I looked into it all, and I've got to be honest, the thing that swayed me, well, one was a recommendation off one of the subscribers who'd done it and said, listen, this is great, you know, but you got to try it yourself. But secondly, I didn't have to worry about buying a new chain. So, you know, and it's all down to, we all like doing things to our bikes, but I mean, if we can make it as cheap as possible to gain the things that we want, then excellent. Yeah, okie dokie. So now the helmet, well, I am absolutely well impressed. Normally I hate wearing new helmets because, you know, they're tight, they're uncomfortable, you know, because your old one, especially my old one, my old Schubert, you know, was like, it was old, but it moulds perfectly, doesn't it, to the face. You put it on and, you know, to be honest, you can't even tell it. So when you get a new helmet, you think, oh god. So this is the first time that I've wore this helmet, and I got to be honest, it's comfortable, you know. I can't say, I mean, okay, one thing that I will notice, not hugely, but it is more, there is more wing noise with this than there was the Schubert. But of course, look at the difference in price, you know. I mean, I paid, what was it now, 200, just under 200 I think, for the for this, and the shoe berth would have cost me nearly €800. So you know, but yeah, I'm well happy with this. Yeah, now it's all set up. So looking at the road here, I'd say it's just rained here because I'm getting some spray, and there's a good chance, hopefully, that it's passed me by, and we won't get wet. Would be nice for the change. But it's just nice to get out. I mean, it's nice to get out and think, oh yeah, you know, I'm not going to get wet, but I know you can't always say yeah, you know, this is a certain thing. But the weather for everybody, not just, you know, especially like, you know, the top of France, the UK, Ireland, it's been absolutely awful for weeks and weeks and weeks. You know, I mean, going out on the bike, it hasn't really been enjoyable, you know. I mean, that ride that I did, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, when I took the Meteor out, I mean, again, it wasn't enjoyable. I mean, it was, well, no, the ride was enjoyable, but you know, it was cold, and mind you, that was my own fault because I forgot to stick the thermals on. I have got the thermals on today, full set. Actually, it's looking pretty good. Look, blue skies. So yeah, still I know I bang on about this, but I'm well impressed with this. You know, this is a nice cruise. This cruising speed suits me. If I was going, you know, camping now, or you know, going to stay somewhere, this speed is great. And the bike, you know, the revs of the bike are quite happily, you know, well in, you know, 4,500 revs. It's well in its cruising state. So yeah, love it to pieces. I mean, I did think prior to me doing this about changing the cam, but I gotta be honest, I don't really see the gains now in actually changing the cam, and I'm not going to work on the bike to say, oh, hang on a minute, here's a job I'll do, it'll get me some more views, because a lot of people do that, you know, and you know, or harp on about something that's going on in their life, and you know, their illnesses or something, and that doesn't interest me. So I look at it that, does it need doing? If it needs doing, then I'll do it. But does it need doing? There's nothing wrong with the cam. So, and I can't see what it's going to gain me. So for me, at the moment, I'm happy with the way this bike runs. I really am. So the cam, unless there was ever a problem, obviously, with the cam, then I would put on the, you know, the more advanced model. But for now, no. I'll have to get viewers by just getting out there and going for rides, eh? So that's where we're going, Chatan, or Châtelaine as it's spelt. But of course, like a lot of French pronunciations, how they spell it and we pronounce it is totally wrong. So yeah, but yes, it's not a bad day today, is it? It's not bad at all, really. I can see that we're editing it maybe into a little bit more. Okay, now don't be put off, because that one says that one there, look, but we're not actually going there. Well, we are, but not that way, because the way that we're going, we're basically going to come off this, and then we're going to go round Chatan, see the river, and then we'll go the scenic way back, which is the way that I would normally go. Like I said, I only use these roads if it's a must, if it's an A to B trip. But this, I just wanted to prove a point to myself. We're just all hoping, you know, I talked to quite a few, but they're like, when is this weather ever going to break? You know, it's so, I mean, I don't know about you, but I hate wearing loads of gear. You know, I've got some proper thermal reinforced riding trousers, you know, but you stick them on and you feel like, well, I do, you feel like the Michelin man, you know. What I tend to do, I tend to put on, or try to put on, a lot of thin base layers, which apparently is what you're supposed to do, and then by doing that sort of keeps the warmth in. And I've got to be honest, I'm not cold, you know, so maybe it's working. But you know, even so, I'd still rather just, I like, you know, a jacket on, no liner, just your t-shirt, you know, pair of jeans. I know we shouldn't just wear jeans, but you know, hey ho, that's the way it goes. So for me here in France, I've got to go on a bit of a quest this coming week, because I've got to find out where I can get my Transalp for its CT, because you know, next month, April, the CT start. So I'm obviously going to go to the CT stations for the cars and say to them, "Hey, you're doing the bike by any chance?" And yeah, I'm almost guessing what they're going to say. No. So, oh, I don't know. I can see this being fun, trying to find. I probably have to travel miles, you know, to get a CT, because there doesn't seem to be a huge take up on the people who run the car places, you know, doing the bikes. I mean, I suppose, you know, to be fair, they've got to be retrained, I would imagine, and additional equipment. Apparently there's no plan, don't take this for absolute gospel, but apparently there's no actual plan for a rolling road for the bikes, whereas I believe in the UK, if I admit, is there? I think there is, I'm sure there is, the UK and Ireland, I'm not too sure, but definitely, or when I say definitely, as far as I can work out, there's no actual schedule for a rolling road here, so you know, I don't know. But of course there is going to be additional equipment and that sort of stuff, so you know, yeah, I'll just have to try and find one. Right, so that was a little blast up there, which was, I'm quite impressed with that, you know, I mean, I really am. This is a place, that place there, that's McDonald's across there. When I meet up with some of the friends from the bike place, that's where I go. That's the meeting point, good old McDonald's, eh? But I'm not meeting them today, so we're going to go. See the seagull there stamping his feet, eh? Trying to get the worms up so he can have his midday meal. Right, so this road here, this is going to take us down into Chatan, whichever one you want to call it, and we'll have a quick look at that, and then we'll go back the Scenic way. Oh, Lidl, didn't know that was there. Lidl, my favourite shop. I like Lidl. Hey, I could be they could sponsor me. Actually, we could have gone down here. We could have gone down to Port Lunay. See the old wooden boat down there? That's one of the ones. They just, you know, a lot of them came out of commission years ago, and I take it that was placed there. Oh, what I'd like to think it was anyway. I love riding Sundays around here. You know, you can pick any part of France. Well, you know, obviously not the cities and that sort of things, but most of the time France is, you know, you can go out, you know, and it's nice and quiet and peaceful, and you can just mosey around, and even in the week, to be honest. Living in rural parts has its pluses and minuses. To be fair, there's a lot more pluses than minuses, especially you know, and I am lucky because I live coastal, so you know, I've got the choice of so many things. You know, I can either come inland a bit where I'm going today, or I can go all around me via the coast roads, and it's, you know, so you've got so much variety. It's absolutely great, you know. And of course, France is such a huge place. You know, I mean, you don't. A lot of people don't realise just the size of France, how big it is. Right, so I'm just trying to think which way. We could go over the bridge, but if we go over the bridge, then we're oops. Well, I was going to wave to him, but I think we was both going round a bit of a leany corner. He was going a lot quicker than me, and I do like to have both hands on the handlebars when I'm leaning over. Else you might just go that few more degrees that you didn't intend to do. And yeah, if I was to ever get my knee down these days, I don't think I'd ever get back up again. Well, there you go. Look, there's the river down. Now we can go. Well, there's a little bridge prior to that one that we could go across, but we're not going to. We're going to go down, and we'll come down by the river itself. Have a little skate round there. I do like this place. I've always, this is when I moved over here, this is one of the first places that we actually visited, and it's just nice. I just like this place. Now what we'll do is, although we do actually want to go back that way to the left, but we will actually come this way, and we will have a little ride up the river. We can go up to Port Lunay. See him fishing there, look, see? It's I've never actually. There's a lot of. There must be a boat or something there with its engines going. Anyway, you probably can't see that, but I can. So well, I don't know. There's a lot of current coming in. Of course, this is tidal, so you know. But yeah, I've often thought we did actually think of sort of moving here once, but because I do like this place. Leclerc there, the supermarket. I've often wondered what this is. I have to find out what this is. Look, it almost looks like you could have had all, I don't know, all seats there maybe at one stage. Hey, I don't know. Discotheque. Don't see many of them around here, and the ones that you do tend to be like that one, shut. I got this thing. I get pulled to water. I love water. I do. You know, I could absolutely beautiful. You know, I could really happily live here. See these houses here, look at this, huh? Tree over there, well, a couple of trees down. Yeah, look. See, these houses here, hey? That'd do me. Have my old canoe in the water, hey? Get up and go for a paddle of a morning. As I say, paddle as in paddle the canoe, not paddle as in paddle with a foot. Oh, never mind. I know what I mean. Anyway. Right, so we're just going to go to the end, then we're going to turn round and head our way back. Go a little bit further up here, because you got a few boats here, places of interest, points of interest on the map, eh? Right, well, I'm going to pull in here because I think we'll turn round here now. It's a nice little, the pink elephant, look, see? The pink elephant. Fair enough, look at that. That looks nice there, doesn't it, huh? Okay. It's more, we're more closer to the water this way, eh? So yeah. I do believe that some of these along here, some of these yachts here, people actually live in them, yeah? Now believe it or not, that is my right of way there. It's one of these things where I have priority because there was no markings across the road. So basically, if I wanted to ride out and be run over just to prove a point, but you know, I don't particularly want to do that now. But yeah, look at this, eh? There's a nice old gentleman on his. I'm just trying to work out what that was. It looked like an old British bike, but I could have been wrong. Well, I say the tide's well in because this is well up. Be interested to see when we go down there, because when I turned on and we joined the river, there was a lot of current, and I'm just wondering why. Probably my explanation is, oh, there's probably a boat there with his engines going. He's probably absolutely stupid when we actually get there. there's probably a little weir or something, but there is I do know that the current here is extremely strong. You know, sadly there has been some deaths in this river over the years, which is awful. Well, we have a few clouds creeping on us. See that over there, like a little platform there, so in the summer when you come out here, there's an awful lot of canoes and you know, paddle boards, and I've always fancied having a go, you know, not so much the, you know, the stand-up ones. See, look at this, I swear years ago they would have been seats, yeah, I'm sure they would, because what I mean, that's Leclerc that it's facing, so years ago I bet it was like some sort of open theatre or something, or I don't know, but obviously it hasn't been used by the look of it in a long time. Ah, that's why, look, there is a weir, see it, can you see? Hang on, let me just can you see the weir there, look, see? Hopefully the GoPro, because I know GoPros are useless for distance things, but yeah, see, and they're fishing there, look, yeah, see, maybe fishing near the weir as a, I don't know, see it? Let's stop here a minute, huh? I know there's stripy lines and we shouldn't stop on stripy lines, but hey ho, there you go, look at that. Oh, that's pretty cool, that, isn't it, eh? Now that looks absolutely nothing like a boat engine, does it? Oh dearie me, hey, I told you, never believe what I tell you. Hey, doesn't that look, do you know, I love water. Do you know, I would love to go to Niagara Falls, I really would, or I can't quite remember the name of them there, but if you follow, hello there, if you follow Itchy Boots, hello, any indication though? Okay, fair enough. One must do what one must do. Okay, anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, if you follow Itchy Boots, which I do, and I'm sure lots of you do, she went to a place a few episodes ago now, and she stayed by some falls. I can't remember the name of the falls, but I'll tell you what, they were so impressive, you know, absolutely impressive. And yeah, I absolutely love things like that, you know, I really do. Again, this is another who's right away, is it? So in actual fact I think it was his, but he was hesitant, so take full advantage. Hey, get over there while you can. So there you go, that was Chatan, Lynn, whatever you want to call it, was then. Oh dear. So now we'll go back. Now we'll go back the scenic way. I like the scenic way. Scenic way is a far. In fact, we go past a really, well, we go past a few beaches, really nice, as we ride past them. I might even have to stop and check the battery in the GoPro, I think, which is pretty cool. Oh, me and that neutral. Well, still no condensation in the clocks at all, so that's and well, I really am pleased about that, because you know, I know everybody says, oh, it doesn't matter, you know, but well it does, doesn't it? It does actually matter, because sooner or later your clocks are going to break down. Either the numbers, you know, will start to break up, or condensation and damp and electrics do not mix. So yeah, it does matter. And like I said, it would appear that I've cured it, which I was determined one way or the other, no matter what it took. I was just going to keep going, you know, until it did. But yeah, it looks like it's sorted. Because normally when I come out in this sort of temperature, after it's stood in the garage, within 10-15 minutes they'd all be steamed up, and like I say, there's not one slight bit of steaming up, so that's good. I am impressed. Now, do you know what? There's me waffling on as usual, and I've actually just missed the turning. Oh my god, what am I like? Hey, what am I like? Getting myself so praised up about curing the glass, the instruments cluster, whatever you want to call it, but I went straight past the turning. Still, never mind. I'm not too sure if I can cut through up here or not. I probably can. That's where we want to be. See where the windmills are there? That's where we should be by now, but you know, we're not, and that's it. It's our little road sign, say not a lot. You know what, I think I'm gonna, because we are actually going quite a way out of our way, so rather than mess about altogether, it would be safer to presume that it would be easier to turn round. I'll tell you something I didn't realise, but coming up this hill here, which is quite a long hill if you look, I mean, coming up there we was doing 100. I shouldn't really say that, should I? But yeah, no problem at all. Because when I actually changed this rear sprocket, I didn't question it, but I know a lot of people will say, well, is it going to knock down, you know, the low end torque, you know, which again to me doesn't matter, to be fair, because I think that only really matters if you're off-roading. Well, I don't off-road, well, not intentionally anyway. I might talk too much occasionally and end up going somewhere where I don't want to go, but you know what I mean. So I mean that didn't have any bearing on my decision, but I don't think I've lost any power at all. In fact, I seem to have gained it on the lower end as well, if that's possible. Now, hang on a sec, I've just got to see where, here's the turning, there we go, sorted. This is where we should have come. There's some good hills around this little stretch here. The trees down in there, look, loads of them. I mean, there will be, look at that. Well, you probably can't pick it up that well on the GoPro, but there is some loads of trees down there after that storm, everywhere. Anyway, I better pay a bit of attention to where I'm going. I'm probably going to pull in somewhere up here if there's a parking space, and and change the battery in the GoPro. Now this is a good hill. Looks like I could be heading back into the rain as well, which I do believe there's a bit of a parking space here, looks so what I might do is, yeah, there is, I'm going to pull in here. The old wind generators, eh? Putting more and more in now. There's some new ones going in by us. I got some meeting soon about whether you object to it or not. I mean, I can't see why anybody would object. It's got to be the way of the future, innit, eh? Now, this is a decent hill. Look at this, eh? You know, I mean, this is a good hill. And she's pulling up here. Look at this, 80. You know, look at this. Nobody can say you know, she pulled up there absolutely lovely. Look, and yet the Royal Enfield haters amongst us will say, oh no, got no power going up hills. Well, you know, it's just good. Look at all these trees here. I mean, there's dearie me. I know I harp on about these trees. I'm quite aware of that. But you just can't get over the damage that storm caused. You know, but yeah, I just, you know, because they say that we're going to get more and more of these. You know, that with the climate change, that, and you sort of look at it and think, well, I hope my little Starlink dish stays where it is. I'm going to get up one morning after one of these storms and everyone's going to say to me, hey, we got no internet connection, we go outside. I say, well, it's because we've got no bloody dish, that's why. Hey, the thing is in the next state. It's changed departments. Talking to a lot of people, because obviously when that storm did it, there was a lot of these roofs were damaged, you know, and there was one in our village. I mean, it literally ripped half the roof off this guy's house, and so of course, let's face it, insurance companies have been hit by claims all over the place, you know, and what they're doing is they're sending the inspectors out, and they're sort of thing saying, well, you know, your roof was old, and they're even using Google Maps. You know, well, you know, the actual Google, what is it, Google Street View, is it? That, you know, look, I see this here, your roof, it wasn't in that good, and they're, you know, and they're getting out of pain, because what they're saying is that, you know, it was old and it wasn't in good condition, and yeah, there's a lot of people who they're just not getting paid out, you know. I mean, I sort of get it, because at the end of the day, you know, insurance companies, I mean, let's face it, if they would have paid out loads, which they have, I think, anyway, but, you know, they're going to want to recoup the money somehow, let's face it, you know, and so they seem to be doing it in both bits now. They're cutting down, they're getting out of paying what they can by saying, well, you know, this was old and this was it. But I dare say, give it 18 months and I'm sure that we're all going to find that our insurance is going to go up a tad. But there again, as in everything else, so you know, it'll make a lot of difference really to us, will it, eh? Well, we're going back into the clouds again, so hopefully we'll beat the rain, because it's been a pleasant ride, you know, and it's just nice to get out and not do the normal just round the coast by me. This has been nice, and you know, it gives the bike a good run. Oh, what have we got here now? Route to Bahrain, 5.5 kilometers. 5.5. I think actually we can cut off before then. You wait, you watch. It's not going to happen, is it? I'm going to get there and say, oh right, okay, I'm going to come all the way back. I can see this now, and it's in the direction of the clouds, look, as well. So there you go. You feel the temperature's gone down, 15 degrees now, so yeah, about 12. 5 kilometers. I'm just trying to think. There's a little village that we got to go through, so I'm sort of guessing. I'm guessing that the 5 kilometers are there. I'm just thinking if we can cut off prior to that, maybe not. We'll see. Having said that, sometimes when they do these works in the week, they do actually shut the road off, and then at the weekend they actually open the road. But what they don't do, they don't remove these signs, so they leave the signs there, and there is a few times where you can actually still get through. Well, there's a car up there anyway, so you know. But I'd definitely say that we're going the way the rain's going. Now, it would be really nice if we didn't catch it up, or it sort of turned off. Live in hopes, eh? You can definitely feel the temperature's gone down. I tell you what, this, you know, fitting this rear sprocket on this bike has made such a difference. I mean, it really has. I'm so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad that I've decided not to do the cam, because I can't see it being any benefits at all now. The more I've, you know, I mean, when I took this bike out before, when I'd just done the cam, it really was a short ride, because again, the weather was against me a lot. But you know, this is the first decent ride that I've really had to think, you know, to get used to with this on. And you know what, the difference is great. So you know, my mind's set now. I think to change the cam will be a total and utter waste of time. Like I said, I could do it, get a few more viewers, but what's the point? Inventing work just isn't what I do. Especially if it doesn't need doing. Now I've got a feeling that it's going to be shut off at this village up here, but whether we can actually sort of get round it, I'm not too sure. You'd like to think so, because I really don't want to go all the way back there, because if we do have to go all the way back there, which I can't see that happening, but if we do, that is really the long way round, yeah. So that well, it's got route to bar A, but he's gone through it, eh? Where there's a will, there's a way. Well, I'd say basically it was shut off for that bit there, look, because this is back on the track where we normally go. So yeah, okay, it probably was shut. I'll just swear blue I live here. Me? Live down the road, mate. I mean, obviously if it was daytime, well, week time, and I was working on there, they'd probably be like, oh la la, or something along them words, whatever the French said. It's bizarre. The man is a complete and utter fool, he can't read. Actually, bit of sunshine, eh? Sorted. It would be so nice to get all the way home, you know, in the sun. That would be great. Well, not the sun, but you know what I mean, in the dry. Do you know, I've always liked that tree there. I don't know why I like that tree, but I've always liked that tree. Fin the deviation. Well, you know what, we never had one to finish, my son. There we go, eh? Sorted. You gotta be a bit cheeky in life, eh? You know, you gotta be a little bit cheeky just to see. I had a sneaky feeling, being the weekend, that you know that we'd be okay. Look at that. There's the sea. Hey, there she is. That's the Bay of Douarnenez. That is the Bay of Douarnenez. Lovely jabbly. We come past it. You've been here before with me, but yeah, it's really nice. I absolutely love the sea, as everybody knows. I always remember when I was a kid, you know, back in good old Birmingham, back in the UK, Birmingham. I always wanted to live by the sea. It was always my goal, you know, that one day I would live by the sea. And sure enough, you've just got to keep on, dream the dream, and I did, you know, and I'm so glad. You know, I always miss this, or I rabbit on so much that half the time it's a funny turn in this, look, yeah. And all this does, this actually cuts a corner off, because we go up there and round where this slices through. So yeah, get home and have a nice cup of coffee. And hopefully the audio will be okay on this. It's always, you know, when you change helmets and you got to put the mics back in and everything else, and you think, oh, you know, and this is a new mic as well. I put a put a new mic in, because the old one, the lead was looking a bit frayed, and well, not frayed, but a bit where it bends and that, you know, was looking a bit iffy. And I thought to myself, well, you know, if I've got to put a whole new installation in, then it might as well all be new. So yeah, there you go. So of course, and I've never used this mic before. This is a different brand of mic. So it would be very disturbing if I got home and there was no audio, or if there was, it was absolutely awful. You think, oh my god. I'm not a perfectionist, but I do like to do things right, or as right as I can to my ability. I don't profess to be one of these modern techno gurus, because I'm not, you know. I'm just an old guy who enjoys what I do, and I like to share things that I do, you know, via the YouTube channel. And so I try to make it, therefore, as good as I possibly can, because there's nothing worse, and I'm not knocking anybody here, but there's nothing worse than listening to someone whose audio is absolutely awful, or the picture quality is awful, because, you know, oh my god, low flying pigeon. No, you know, because it doesn't, it's not interesting, you know. And so I do try to get it the best that I can possibly get it, and I don't do that to gain, you know, thinking, oh yeah, you know, the better I am, I'm going to get more and more followers and that sort of stuff. I mean, yeah, I do this channel for me. I do it because I enjoy doing it, and if I only had 10 subscribers, I'd still do it, you know. It wouldn't bother me. But I do sometimes sit and wonder, you know, I try to give this, you know, my best, you know. See the sea over there, look? We'll be down there in a minute, well, boy, anyway. And I do sometimes wonder, you know, I look at my little channel and the things that I do, and, you know, and I struggle to get subscribers. They come very slow, and then, you know, you get some people come on, and a lot of these people do actually do things just to get subscribers, you know, jobs they do, or things they talk about, either the sympathy trail, or, you know, oh yeah, this needs doing, so I'll do it when it didn't really need doing it. Oh, I'll get a few more views, and I don't, you know. And so them to me aren't the genuine people. Again, that's just my opinion. And you know, I mean, yeah, I'm waffling on, you know, really. So I'll shut up. Basically, just subscribe, alright? You know, if you're going to watch me, just subscribe. It's not that much to ask for, surely. I can't be that boring. Right, this is the bit I like. I love this view here. Well, in a minute anyway. I always remember I was coming down here years ago when I had the BMW, and I'd actually come back from the UK, and I got the overnight ferry, and it docked at Roscoff at 6 o'clock. And in them days, this was the way that I used to come home. And I was coming down that bit there that I've just come down, and this deer literally leapt out the forest to cross the road. And when you've been on a ferry all night, and, you know, yeah, look at this, hang on a sec, I'll continue the story in a minute. Look at this here, isn't it gorgeous, eh? I just love this place. Look at that, look at the surfers, look, eh? See them, can you? Hopefully the GoPro's picking them up. You'll see them again in a minute, once we get past this building here. Yeah, and a few more. So there, look, yeah. Look at that, look, lovely jabbler. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Oh, to be by the seaside. Anyway, like I say, once you've done all night on a ferry and you know you're riding at like 6 o'clock of the morning, I'm not saying that you're a bit bleary eyed and not with it, because obviously you got to be with it every time you ride a bike, but what I am saying is you might not be as sharp as what you should be. So all of a sudden this deer comes leaping out from the trees, you know. Oh dear, hey, dear, talk about startle me. And of course the worst thing to do really is to like just slam the brakes on, because that just is not good. And so I didn't, thank God. But yeah, it certainly sort of wakes you up, yeah. Right, unfortunately we're going to back away from the sea for a bit. It's our local hospital down here. Well, one of them anyway. Local hospital and a new leisure centre. So if you overdo it in the leisure centre, you ain't got far to go. There's a new leisure centre there, look. That one in front of us. It's got all these things which I'm sure most of them have now, all this built-in exercises, you know, in the water. You ride like a, you know, like the exercise bikes, but they're in the water and all this sort of thing, yeah. I have trouble riding one just, you know, just on its own, let alone having the friction of the water bike. Oh dearie me. No wonder they built it just over the road from the hospital. They need to. Some of these little birds that fly across in front of you, you know, I hate, you know, if you kill wildlife. You know, I know, you know, a lot of times unfortunately it can't be avoided. But the other day I was out in the car and I'm driving along and I saw this bird sort of fly at just above the ground level, straight in front of me, and I never thought anything about it really. And then we stopped at the shop, me and the wife, and we go in the shop, and when I was in the shop I could see a few people looking at the car, and I thought, strange, you know. Anyway, I sort of come out and this poor little bird, little robin it was, the only thing that was hanging out the car was his two back feet and his tail. You know, his poor little thing, his head was completely stuck in it. I mean, dead as a dodo, like, obviously. And you know, oh, it's just horrible, you know. I felt really guilty. I mean, there's nothing I could do about it, but yeah. And you know, I mean, places like this, riding out, you know, I mean, this again, this is classic. This is for these, you know, for the especially this time of the year, you know, for the deer. You know, they just bolt in front of you. I mean, and of course, you know, they're scared. They bolt out, and then they see you. They don't know what to do. It wouldn't be so bad if they kept on going, but they don't. You know, they sort of stand in the middle of the road, thinking, "Oh my God!" And you're doing the same thing. You think, "Right, get out of the way!" And then before you know, oh, that's it. Either you've come off, or you know, you've gained a passenger on the tank. Oh dear. Oh, sorry, I've had one of my stupid moments. You can just imagine, can't you, trying to ride your bike with a bloody deer sat on the tank, and you're trying to pee around it to one side. Oh well, never mind. Sorry. Right, back to normality. Look very serious, that man did. Very serious. I don't, do you know, I'm sure this is me being a wimp. I'm sure it is. But there's absolutely no way could I ride with an open face helmet. Not, well, certainly not this time of the year, because it's just too cold. You know, I mean, I've got my visor down now, and there's, oh no, you know, it just wouldn't happen. But and then when it does warm up, look at this American car here, see it? Squeaking a bit. Still, never mind. When it does warm up, then you've got all. I wonder where he was going for a minute then. When it does warm up, then you've got all the bugs, haven't you? And worse than the bugs is my friends, the old hornets. Oh God, I live in fear of them things. I really do. Having one of them stuck in the side of your helmet or down your front ear where your chin. Oh God. It doesn't bear thinking of, does it? It really doesn't. There must be a football match on or something. There's not normally this many cars here. Well, dare I say it, I think we're going to make it back without the rain. I really do. Which is absolutely brilliant. Could have sworn that was me, just put my fingers straight in front of the camera. With this helmet, this camera is in a different position. It's actually lowered it down, so I actually look over the with my old setup, the camera was sort of a quarter up the visor, whereas this one, this is below the visor, and so like then I just forgot all about it. probably left a nice big smudge mark on the lens there that you're going to see for the rest of the ride home. That's of course presuming that everything's working okay. What's the temperature? 17, so it's come back up again. I thought it's just when we went through that really cloudy bit, you could actually feel the temperature drop down there. But yeah, not bad at all now. In fact, it's been a pleasant ride all the ways round. Well, nearly back. I really do. I mean, what have I done now? Mileage wise, I'm there again. Kilometres. I've done 3,616 kilometres. And the way this bike runs now, I'm really pleased. You know, it really does run great. Like I said, I always remember the first day that I picked this bike up, I thought I'd made a huge mistake. I really did. I thought, oh my god, what have I done? But you know, no, I do absolutely love this bike. I'm looking forward to this year to getting a few trips on it. Which is why I wanted to get this back sprocket done. Well, one of the sprockets done, and I opted for the back one. So yeah, I think we might just make it home in time, look, eh? With a bit of luck. Nice cup of coffee, get the video out and edit it. Hopefully it's all worked well. I love these. You know, I think the French have gone mad on these traffic calmings. They really have. The damn things are everywhere, and I can't see the point of this one. I mean, I get it outside schools, you know, schools or maybe hospitals or that sort of stuff, but there, to stick one there, it's like, oh hang on, we've got a bit of tarmac left, oh let's bang it down here, eh? I just can't see the point of that one. I just can't see what that one achieved in doing. But there you go. Who am I to say? see it keeps going like little bits of sunshine, then it go, but I mean, you look over there, look, looks quite dark there, eh? So I think sooner or later we're going to cop some today, but it's been kind to me, which is nice. Well, there you go. If anybody knows and follows me, we're back home, more or less. Just got to turn down here. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little ride. Well, wasn't so much a little ride today, was it, eh? But it's certainly done what I wanted it to do, and you know, tested out that rear sprocket on a run, which is really important. And it's also proved that the fogging of the clocks has gone, so that's another step in the right direction. Right, okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to me and you're watching this one and it's your first time, or maybe you've popped in before and not too sure, hit that, just whack that subscribe button, that'd be great. Right, okay, I'll catch you in the next video. Take care everybody, and bye for now.